Hey everybody, welcome back. In today's video I'm going to be testing out a bullet that is new to me. It's not new on the market. It's been around for quite a while now. But that is the tipped matchking from Sierra. So I've got, I went ahead and bought some of the 77s and some of the 69s. Now the reason I wanted to get into this bullet or to test it out was that I've been looking for a good deer bullet for my 223s. I did some testing of the 55 grain Barnes bullets, and I've only got one rifle that shoots those even decent, and the rest of them, they just don't want to shoot them. So I know some people have success with those, and that's fine. I know that they kill deer really well, and the one gun that they shoot okay out of, we've killed a couple deer with, but I really wanted to find a bullet that I can use as kind of a do-all. So I had a bunch of 69 grain Sierra Match Kings that I worked to load up for my 16-inch ARs that would shoot pretty good in those. But really that's just a target bullet. I've killed a few coyotes with them. I've killed a couple pigs with them, but they just don't reliably expand, and I certainly wouldn't want to shoot them on a deer because they have a tendency to just pencil through. So, but they do shoot accurately. And the same deal with the 77s. I shoot the 77 grain Nosler, which is basically just a copy of the 77 Sierra Match King, out of my 18-inch gun. That's my go-to load. So I know that those shoot well. You know, that profile shoots well. But I thought, hey, if I could switch over to the tip Match King, same deal there. I could basically have one load to shoot coyotes with. Although the 77 grain Noslers do tend to expand a little better than the Match Kings, I think. I think just to the little bit bigger hole that they have, the little bit bigger hollow point that they have a better tendency to tumble or come apart than a Match King. But if I could get a tipped bullet that shot well, I could have one round to shoot coyotes, targets, and deer if I wanted to. Same deal with the 69 grain in the 16-inch guns. If I could find one load that would shoot in both my 16-inch guns, then I could just take it at any time and go shoot a deer with it, shoot coyotes, whatever. So that's the purpose of today's video. I've got 10 rounds of the 69 grains loaded up with some Varget, and then I've got 10 rounds of the 77s loaded up with my standby load that I run in my 18-inch gun, the exact same powder, the exact same charge, just sticking these bullets on top, and I want to see if those shoot. And then I'm going to shoot a 5-round group out of each of my 16-inch guns with the 69 grain bullets and see if those shoot. And then, like I said, I'll have a load that I can deer hunt with. So I will say that I didn't just come up with this on my own. I started looking around for a bullet that people were comfortable shooting deer with. And the tipped Match Kings have a cult-like following of people who shoot deer with them. So you know, that's what the internet says works. I don't doubt it. But I just want to see if they'll shoot, and then I can, you know, be part of the cool club. So I'm going to go ahead and just shoot some groups on paper here. We'll take a look at them when I get done. Like I said, this is just kind of a short little experiment. I want to see if these bullets shoot, and then maybe in the future I'll try to get some deer kills on video. I think that'd be pretty fun. So anyway, we'll get into it. Okay, not bad results there. This first group is 10 shots with the 77 tip Match Kings through my 18-inch gun. Roughly a 2-inch 10-shot group. Not terrible. It does a little better with the Nosler load, but probably just needs some load development. Like I said, I just slapped that bullet on top of my same powder charge that I shoot with those, so I think I could make that work. This second group here is very terrible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shots here with my one of my 16-inch ARs. This gun really only likes to shoot 53 grain VMAX, so it looks like that's what it'll have to stick with because it's not going to shoot these. So last group here is a decent little group with my 16-inch AR here. This is kind of my truck gun, kind of my main AR. So not a bad little group there. Like I said, no load development. Just picked a charge of Varget, which based on the ejection is pretty spicy. I bet if I back it down, that's going to look a lot better. So I went ahead and loaded up some different options. I backed off my Varget powder charge with the 69s. I'm going to shoot another group with the 16-inch gun, see if I can improve on that accuracy. I'm also going to shoot it side by side with my regular 69 grain Sierra Match Kings and my 53 grain VMAX. I actually haven't sighted it or zeroed for this factory federal stuff. So I want to shoot all three of those on paper with my 16-inch gun and see how the point of impact lines up. And then for my 18-inch gun, the last groups were with the H322. This is going to be Varget, a load that kind of a standby 75 to 77 grain load. I'm going to shoot a 5-round group of my 77 grain nozzler ammo because I wanted to see what the point of impact shift is and see if they could maintain the same zero. So I'm going to start out with a 5-round group of the 77 grain nozzlers out of the 18-inch, and then I'm going to shoot a 5-round group of the 77 tip Match Kings with Varget. Now I'm going to shoot 3 5-shot groups with my 16-inch gun. I'm going to shoot the 53 grain VMAX, followed by the regular Sierra Match Kings, followed by the tip Match Kings with Varget. So pretty happy with all of those. This is my 77 grain nozzler, my standby load for my 18-inch, and then this is 5 of the tip Match Kings with Varget. Pretty close as far as point of aim or point of impact. So I'm going to go ahead and after we take a look at these other groups, go ahead and move to the steel range and shoot. Probably do the same thing again at 200 yards just to see how everything lines up at 200 yards. And then as far as this rifle goes, I can continue to shoot my 77 nozzler load you know, on targets and coyotes and whatnot. But if I wanted to go shoot deer, I'd just throw some of the tip Match Kings in there. Hopefully that'll line up at 200 yards as well. See, these are the groups from the 16-inch gun. This is the 53 grain VMAX factory stuff. This is the 69 grain Sierra Match Kings, the regular ones. And then this was my group with the 69 grain tip Match Kings. I don't think I got all 5 on. I'll have to watch the video back and see where the other one went, but pretty close as far as the point of impact goes. And I'm going to do the same thing with this gun. We're going to shoot all 3 of these again at 200 yards, probably just 1 shot each, and just kind of, just for reference, see where they hit. And then do the same thing with both rounds on the 18-inch gun. And then at the end, I'm going to go ahead and see how far out on steel I can get. I've only got 5 rounds left of both of these, but I'll go ahead and shoot the 18-inch gun as far out on steel as I can get hits. So, we're set up at 200 yards, and I misspoke. I don't have any more of the 69 grain regular Sierra Match Kings with me, so I'm just going to shoot 1 round of the 53 grain VMAX, followed by 1 round of the 69 grain tip Match King at 200 yards out of my 16-inch gun. Okay, both hit roughly in the same place. Very happy with that. I'd call that a dead deer if I decided to just load up the 69 grainers. So happy with that. Now I'm going to shoot 1 round each of the 77 grain nozzlers, followed by 1 round of the 77 grain tip match kings at 200 yards out of my 18-inch gun. I am shooting through some mesquite regrowth here, so that could be affecting those last 2 rounds, because I tried to shoot basically through it, and I kind of shot over the top of it with the 16-inch gun. So I don't know, some of those could have been affected by going through that regrowth there. But I did hold a 1/2 mil high. The 18-inch gun is zeroed for 200, or excuse me, zeroed for 100. So I need to hold up a little bit. The 16-inch gun is actually zeroed for 50/200 yard zero, but just the way that those 2 loads work out, the 53 grain VMAX are going so fast that they still line up pretty good with 100 yards. And then for whatever reason, the 69 grainers line up pretty good too. So it's basically just a laser to 200 yards. So really happy with the 16-inch gun. I'm going to go ahead and move on to 300 yards with the 18-inch. And I'll just do the same thing at 3, 4, and we'll see if we can get to 5 as well. 300 yards, 177 nozzler, followed by 177 tip match king. I'm not dialing here, I'm just holding over based on my holdovers for the 77 nozzlers. I missed the nozzler off the right side, so I held a little bit left with the tip match king, and it hit exactly where I expected it to. So I don't know, could have just been a miss with the nozzler or something, who knows. Moving on to 400, gonna do the same thing. So I'm pretty sure the nozzler was a hit. I saw the plate move, but I don't know where the impact was, so it could have been an edge hit. And then the tip match king, the first one, went over the top left of the target. I was actually holding about 2 1/4 mils, and I brought my hold back down to 2 mils and sent another of the tip match kings. So they, I think, are flying a little bit different, or a little bit maybe better than the nozzlers. I'll have to look back at the video and see where the nozzler actually hit. If it was high, then they'd have been about the same. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to 500. I've got 1 of the tip match kings left, and I will try to, if I miss the first nozzler, I'm going to walk it in with that and then see if I can get that final hit on at 500. Well, wasn't able to get on with the tip match king. My first nozzler hit to the right, and then I corrected to the left, and then it hit far left edge. So just maybe the barrel's heating up a little bit, I don't know. But then I went ahead and followed with the last tip match king using the same hold, and it looked like to me that it hit in front of the plate. So maybe dropping a little more. It could be that Varget load isn't quite producing the velocity that my H322 load is. So I could obviously do a lot more load development, and I eventually will with the 77 grain tip match kings. But for now, I'm happy with my results. Basically what I wanted to do is find a load that would shoot through my 16-inch gun that would match my zero pretty close on what I have, that I would feel confident shooting a deer with, and I think I have that. Same deal with the 77s right now. That's a good stable Varget load. I've used that load a lot. So obviously I need to flesh it out at longer range, but I've got a bunch of the 77 nozzlers loaded. So for now, same deal. I just want to have a load that I can throw together when I go get in the deer blind if I want to use that gun. So pretty much accomplished both of those, and we'll see. Hopefully I can get some deer down with them, maybe both of them, maybe some pigs, and I'd like to try to get some of that on video, but we'll see. So anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.